Hey guys, it's Spencer from My Tennessee Home Solution. If you've interacted with us at all in the last year or two, you've noticed that we always buy houses regardless of the condition. Regardless of the circumstance, there's always a solution that we can reach. So one thing that I wanted to kind of put together a little note here to talk about was the best way to handle liens and tax problems when selling your house here in Clarksville, Nashville, or the Middle Tennessee area. So there's a couple key points and a couple different ways you can negotiate the selling process when you have liens or tax problems. So the first one is expiring liens. So certain liens from the IRS have a 10-year shelf life. So that means at the end of 10 years for small amount liens, those will actually expire. Now you need to be very careful. You should never bank on a lien expiring because sometimes what will happen is the IRS will actually file a suit against you to capture the funds associated with that lien once that lien expires. So that's one option, is wait for the lien to expire. Not the best and not necessarily a fit in every circumstance. Each one's different, and I always recommend you talk to a tax attorney in that circumstance. The second one is usually the most straightforward, it's to pay it off. If you know there's, for instance, a $1,000 lien from when you took a loan to purchase, for instance, a new HVAC system, then what you can do is you can pay that off before and it'll release the lien from the title of your property, usually making the title process a smoother process. The third is to negotiate, right? The lender on that lien or the person who you owe money to probably has a lot of interest in getting that back. Now, you might not be able to front the entire, say, $1,000 at once, but there are lien holders who are willing to set up a payment plan or work with you to create a time either system or maybe a month-to-month process to get that lien paid off that works on your schedule. Now, in some circumstances, you may have a lien that you don't feel was rightfully placed. So your option is always to dispute the lien. Now, what that would look like is reaching out to the lien holder and saying, hey, I think this is unfair, or formally doing so through the court system. And when you dispute it, remember that just because you dispute it does not mean the lien goes away. It just means that you need to settle it between you and the lien holder. Now, the last and final one is a buyer, right? Is you want to find someone who will buy your house for a number, right? Let's say you owe $50 against the house between the mortgage and a lien. Then you want to find a buyer who spend let's say $100. That way $50 goes to paying off those liens and you walk away with $50 in your pocket. Now, kind of what I just described there is what's called a cash buying system, right? Or a cash buying solution. It's a lot different than a traditional sale, and usually it's a good fit for properties with complicated liens or complicated tax problems. Now, we work with a couple fantastic title companies here in Middle Tennessee, and we bought properties with massive tax liens, different liens here and there, a couple small, sometimes just one big, we've seen it all, to be honest. And we're proud to say we've always been able to figure it out between ourselves, the title company, and motivated sellers. We've always been able to find a solution that solves your problems. If any of that sounds like something that would help you out, whether it's you've got a lien, a tax problem, maybe a combination of the two, reach out. Worst thing we can do is have a good conversation, maybe provide a little bit of advice, a little bit of guidance. We're always going to provide value in every interaction. It's my Tennessee Home Solution guarantee. So you got any questions, comments, or concerns, or you'd like to sit down and talk, give us a call or go to our website at mytennesseehomesolution.com. Submit your information and I'll reach out. We'll connect, we'll get to know each other, and we'll get these problems solved. I appreciate your time. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great one.